Chapter 700, Soul Stirring. This chapter is updated by Novels.pl. The robed elder, whom Saint Lady called Master Ning, suddenly stopped and looked at the channel nearby. He looked solemn as he said, "There's something wrong. I feel a strange aura. Someone must have been in here." Swoosh. The elder waved his arms and released dozens of holy chi brilliance that flew to 37 channels in all directions. Each brilliance contained a sound wave. It was sent to the warriors patrolling the altar, telling them to stay alert. Saint Lady's slender body was clothed in a white robe and her black hair was bundled in a cap like a handsome child, holding a folding fan filled with characters. She looked like an elegant man. "Master Ning, deal with this." She smiled with bright eyes and white teeth. "If the secret of the heaven and earth altar gets out due to carelessness, the consequences will be extremely serious. I think you know that better than I do." Having said that, she immediately turned around, entered a channel, and walked away quickly. Zhang Yuochen hid in a corner around 60 meters away, tightly enveloped in the shooting star invisible cloak. However, the robed elder seemed to have discovered something and went straight toward him. He came closer and closer. 50 meters, 40 meters, 30 meters. Boom. The sound of fighting suddenly came from the distance as if two great forces had collided. The altar shook slightly. Powerful strength surged out from a channel and turned into genuine chi flow. The flow hit the jade stone wall with a whir. Master, a half-saint broke into the Xuangu level of the altar and killed 12 warriors. An urgent sound transmission reached the robed elder Humphrey. He immediately stopped and turned into a fast-moving illusory image charging toward the channel. "Is there someone else who entered the altar?" Zhang Yuochen heaved a deep sigh of relief and wiped the sweat from his forehead. He felt as if he had gone through hell. He immediately stood up and rushed to the channel leading underground. This was a dangerous place. He had to leave immediately. The old Taoist was probably the Yin and Yang sect's master, Ning Xuandao. If Zhang Yuochen was discovered, he would definitely die. If he went back the way he had come, he would definitely get killed. Zhang Yuochen believed that the heaven and earth altar must have another gate. There must be other exits under the ancient god's mountain. Run, run, run. Zhang Yuochen rushed downward rapidly. He wore the shooting star invisible cloak, so he was extremely fast. Soon, he reached the bottom of the heaven and earth altar. There, he discovered a 60-meter-high stone gate. The stone gate was carved with two intertwined flood dragons with open claws, poised as if they were springing forward. On the left and right side of the stone gate, the wall was concave, and there was a 3-meter-high metal titan on each side. They held battle axes and remained motionless. They looked like two metal warlords. Zhang Yuochen went up to the stone gate and reached his hands through the gap below. He activated the holy chi inside hoping to lift the stone gate. Snap. He lifted it up half a foot. Suddenly, a layer of scarlet light appeared on the surface of the stone gate. At the same time, hundreds of inscriptions of Ore appeared. The stone gate became 10 times heavier. With a boom, the stone gate dropped down again. "The gate is too heavy. Perhaps only half-saints can open it." He let out a deep sigh and stopped lifting the gate with brute force. He began to mobilize the power of space to the fingertips of his right hand. He was ready to tear apart space and break in. Just then, the metal titans opened their eyes, giving off a cold light. They seemed to have been stimulated by some force. Swoosh. The metal titan on the left stepped forward and fell on the stone table. It waved the battle axe and chopped at Zhang Yuochen's neck. The altar invader must die. The metal titan was a refining warrior. It had great power and could kill monks at the 9th change in the fish dragon realm. The city-breaking axe held by the refining warrior was a terrific weapon. It was as heavy as a hill. Even if it was placed lightly upon the ground, it would form a pit several meters deep. The Ministry of War called it city-breaking axe because a city's defensive array and walls could be broken through with one stroke of the axe. The refining warrior's force and the city-breaking axe's weight signified that the axe had formidable power. If he was hacked by the axe, he would be unlikely to survive even with the shooting star invisible cloak. Awful. He sensed a strong murderous feeling behind him, so he immediately condensed power of space and released it backward. He waved his arms and tore a 2-meter-long space crack that collided with the city-breaking axe. Kai. The power of space was indestructible. The city-breaking axe broke into two at the center of the blade. A piece of metal flew over his head and hit the stone gate with a bang. Zhang Yuochen then lowered his body, struck out a palm, and hit the refining warrior's chest. Bang! The refining warrior flew out and hit the stone wall in the distance. The stone wall cracked and the refining warrior fell to the ground with a thump. In the meantime, the other refining warrior had waved its city-breaking axe and struck toward Zhang Yuochen's waist. The refining warrior was gigantic and its city-breaking axe was very heavy, but it moved at a stunning speed. In a flash, the city-breaking axe hit Zhang Yuochen. He had broken through to the sixth change of the Fish Dragon realm, and he had the shooting star invisible cloak. A first-level half-cent may not be faster than him, let alone a refining warrior. Swoosh! As he moved a step to the right, he almost flew out along the edge of the battle axe. He stamped his feet on the walls and then drew out the golden snake divine rapier. He was looking at the holy stone on the refining warrior's chest. If the holy stone was taken out, the refining warrior would lose its attack force. Crack! When the refining warrior attacked again, Zhang Yuochen thrust precisely at the edge of the holy stone and picked it out. Behind them, the refining warrior who had been beaten away punched the back of Zhang Yuochen's head. He did not turn around but instead patted the hilt of his sword. Suddenly, the holy sword changed into a golden light, flying backward and hitting the holy stone on the refining warrior's chest. Having lost their holy stones, the two refining warriors snapped and shrank into two fist-sized black iron balls. Zhang Yuochen put the black iron balls, city-breaking axes, and holy stones into the spatial ring. The battle must have disturbed superiors in the heaven and earth altar. I have to leave right now. He dared not stay longer, so he rushed to the stone gate again. Break. The space crack created a 2-meter wide crack on the stone gate. The array arranged on the gate could not withstand the power of space. As he ran from the stone gate, Zhang Yuochen ended up at the foot of the ancient god's mountain. Before his eyes was a broad stone path. Dozens of vehicles and savage beasts were resting along the street. The vehicles were loaded with materials for building the altar. Who is it? 6 guards wearing armor neatly stood on each side of the stone gate. They pulled out their swords simultaneously. Zhang Yuochen wore the shooting star invisible cloak, but he had emitted genuine chi when he displayed his bodily movement, so he was discovered. The 6 guards were all monks in the Fish Dragon realm. They leapt off the ground at the same time and attacked Zhang Yuochen. They stood together and formed a combined attack. The sword chi surged out to form a battle formation covering an area of about 33 meters around him. Bang! He performed sword 1 and brandished the sword. In an instant, the combined attack was broken through. The powerful sword chi struck through their armors, leaving dozens of bloody wounds. They screamed as they flew backward and fell to the ground, unable to stand up again. Zhang Yuochen had been extremely tactful in using the sword. He injured them but did not take their lives. Forgive me, I've sinned. He dared not stay longer, so he performed his bodily movement and rushed away. He ran forward around 600 meters at full speed. He entered a forest shrouded with white fog. It was full of huge ancient trees greater than 2 meters in diameter. They looked like giants standing in the fog. This must be Legsmist Forest, the forbidden area under the ancient god's mountain. It was said that Legsmist Forest was shrouded with white fog all the time. It was a dangerous ancient forest. None of the monks who had broken into it had gotten out alive. The Yin and Yang sect disciples dared not get close to it. Zhang Yuochen now realized it was a forbidden area because the entrance of the heaven and earth altar was hidden in the Legsmist Forest. Blackie came out of his sleeves and looked out. It rolled its round eyes and said, "There's something wrong. The forest is riddled with profound illusional formations. I'm afraid that we can't go out for now. The superiors in the heaven and earth altar will catch up soon. If we get trapped here, we will surely die," Zhang Yuochen said. He knew that the chances of getting caught were higher the longer they stayed. Suddenly, a figure quickly rushed toward them from the distance. The man moved at a stunning speed, putting Zhang Yuochen to shame. With a slight computation, he realized that he could not get away even with all of his strength. The man walked out of the fog. Zhang Yuochen finally saw the man clearly. It was Chi Hong, the sixth sword holder of the Sword Pavilion. He was wearing a black bodysuit. There was a 17-centimeter long wound on the left side of his chest. His ribs were broken in 2 places. Obviously, he was seriously injured. With a ferocious smile, Chi Hong said, "Unexpectedly, you were actually able to run away. You're really incredible." Swoosh. Intense holy chi gushed out from his palms. Chi Hong quickly attacked Zhang Yuochen,